Buongiorno everyone. Has anyone else been pinching themselves all day? Anyone else feel like they're about to wake up any minute and realise that we've been beaten 6-0? Oh, it was not a dream, ladies and gentlemen, it was real life. Newcastle United 2, Manchester City 1. I just want to sit here around and just think about it again. I'm going to watch it again for the 5th time after I've done this. This should be a pint, to be fair. This should be a bottle of brown ale. Should still be celebrating, and we shouldn't forget about this, and let it long live in the memory. Although, we should also realise, it is only one game. We are 5 points clear, but let's be honest. No, cut it out, right? Stop it, Rennie. I'm that used to ranting. I've had enough. It was much better last night, having smiles on my faces, fan reactions, people jumping in the camera and whatnot, singing along. Much better overall. And Almiron's on his way, Baraka, a couple of other players, Baraka Bomber, a couple of other players. But for now, he has the player ratings for last night against City. 10's. 10's everywhere. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen. Happy hump day, and I'll see you later. I could give them all 10's. But to be honest, I'm not going to. Let's not get carried away. Dubravka net, 9. Still conceded. He was poor for the first goal, I thought. Didn't know what he was doing. It was like me on FIFA, that. He was all out of the shop. Don't want to be too harsh on him though, that's why he gets a 9 out of 10. He did still have 12 shots to save last night, so he still did a great job, but 9 out of 10, because he conceded, and I think it could have been avoided. Should have been more concentrated at the start of the game. But, hey, at that point, everyone thought it was going to be a fucking cricket score, didn't they? So, at least it stopped at that. DeAndre Yedlin, I'll give him a 10 though. Big fan of Yedlin, me, like, especially in the system we're playing. I think he's one of the best right backs in the league, me. Honestly, I do. For modern day footballer, the way he bombs up and down that wing. Obviously, he gets quite in, positioning quite a bit. Sometimes it can be frustrating, but he bundled his way into the box. We've seen him do it a few times this season, like say Burnley away, and he got in the great position, which then led to Longstaff going over and winning the penalty. So for me, Yedlin gets a 10. Jamal Lascelles, 10. I may as well just give everyone 10s, mate. But no, Lascelles, 10. I thought he was back to his best. Powerful and dominant display. About time we've seen it this season because he's been poor so far, and he's since come back from injury. He's been shitty celibate that he's going to lose his place to Fernandes, Shaw or Lejeune. But that back 3, that back 5 last night looks like it's the way forward. Like, depending on obviously who we bring in the remainder of this window. Lejeune, I thought he was shaky at the start. Like, I'm going to give him a 9. I think I get a 9 because of his goal line clearance off the line from Silva. Brilliant stuff. But at times I thought he was a bit suspect. Like I say, shaky early on, but growing it off, and he deserves a 9 after that in the end. Fabian Shaw, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for hairstyle, face, beard, everything. Just absolute fucking gem. Best looking thing since me and David Ginola, to be honest, like in Newcastle. Love the bloke. Thought he was brilliant again last night. Shame he wasn't given the chance to go forward and make them Shaw or Ramos runs a bit more, but 6 tackles and 6 clearances. He was just, he's just fucking mint, man, isn't he? Matt Ritchie. Gets a bit of, well, he always comes out about a 7 on these player ratings because of his graft. But for me, I've always said he hasn't got that end product, but last night he had the end product and the penalty, which he always does, like, he always smashes home a penalty. You think he was German, not Scottish. Absolutely unreal, never in doubt. Well, we shook us out when same direction as Edison dived. After Edison took the piss, by the way, that should never been allowed. We wasted about 5 minutes scratching his fucking toes to try and put everyone off. The crowd kept on behind them. Ritchie, cool as ice, slotted home, bottom corner. Happy make, happy dick. Ritchie doing a job. He's not even a left back, man, but he's grafting. He gets stuck in. It's a shame because sometimes you have seen him where he has got that class cross, but for me, it just doesn't happen enough. But last night, brilliant. 10 out of 10. Christian Atsu, I'll give him a 9. I'll be generous. I reckon it was an 8 or a 9. I'll give him a 9. Worked his socks off again. Similar to Ritchie, it's just the end product in it. It's just that little bit of Premier League class in the final third. But worked his socks off, like I say, last night. Bombing up and down the wing. He's been a bit of a revelation, really, since he came back in the side because of how shit Kennedy's been. He hasn't been given a chance. Atsu brought back into the fold. Shows glimpses. Not enough, but last night, I'll give him a 9 out of 10. Sean Longstaff. Absolutely outstanding lad. Ever since he's been brought in there, the academy graduate, forced in due to injuries, and he's just held his own. He's now played against the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, City. Not once has he looked out of his depth. Absolutely brilliant performance last night. Won the penalty. Pep Guardiola comes out and says they couldn't handle him. What a comment that is from one of the best managers in the world to be praising like that after only becoming a Premier League player, making your debut just over a month ago, remarkable. And he was just, like I say, standout player last night. And hopefully he continues kicking on because he can be one hell of a player, that lad. Like Sean Longstaff, 10 out of 10. Isaac Hayden in the middle of the park next to him. Gave him a lot of grief lately. But last night, give it his all. Black and white shirt on, like you should do, 110%. He's linked the date to be getting his move away once we bring in Samaras from Benfica. But at least, maybe it was on cameras and all that, so did he turn up for the shop window? But whether he did or not, I couldn't give a fuck. Like, well done, Isaac Hayden. Middle of the park, complimented Longstaff very well. He got the header, flicked it on to Rondon for the goal. Didn't stop grafting the entire night. Exactly what you need against Leicester City, getting in their faces. So Hayden, for me, gets a 10. Jose Perez. Jose Benitez, 10. Yeah, go on, lad. You can have a 10. Is it because Almiron's on his way and you're now going to have competition for places? Hopefully that'll waken him up, because we've seen what he can do. Sometimes he's off the bench. He just, like you say, Gans missing, doesn't do it enough. Perez last night, though, grafting his arse off right the way back, making interceptions, played his part in the goal. He just looked dead up for it, and he looked buzzing when he came off the pitch. He's screaming in the camera and everything. It's what you want to see. More of that young Jose. Salomon, big Rondi, unsung Rondon. Bloody hell, mate. We're falling in love with you, like, oh man, we need to make that permanent. Unbelievable performance again from the big man, just doing his job up top, holding it up brilliantly well. The finish and all is a lot harder than it looks. I scored over 100 goals at primary school. Yeah, big records. What I'm talking about in front of goal. Goal poacher, Ruud van Renty, back in the day. And Rondi, brilliant last night to keep that down, because that can very well easily go over the bar. It's not easy being a tune striker, especially in this system, feeding off scraps. He does what his job is brilliantly well to hold it up and bring it into play. I've never seen many do it better, to be honest. I think he's thriving in a black and white shirt. Like, I think he loves it. He loves the number 9 being on his back, and took pretty much the only chance he had in the second half there with the goal. So very well done to you, big man. Thoroughly deserved the man of the match that he got on BT last night by the Premier League, and it's another 10 for Rondi. So there it is, the player ratings for the Manchester City game. Nearly 10s all round, majority 10s. How nice is it to be able to do that? I'd love to be able to do that every week. Buzzing last night, still buzzing now. Long may it continue into the Spurs game. Let me know what you think of the player ratings in the comments below, and enjoy yourselves.